All right, what's going on? What's going on, everyone? This is Michael I-zayah, and this video that I'm gonna discuss tonight is I'm gonna discuss another topic of my Ancestry DNA, this Ancestry DNA test that I took. And I saw some things on here that are very, 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 very interesting. But yeah, matter of fact, the title of the video is not only going to be talking about Ancestry DNA, but I'm also going to jump back a little bit as far as talking about the 23andMe DNA test as well. Because I'm going to say that, like, I'm going to dissect into it. I'm going to just dissect into things that I saw and things that I discovered. That was very, very interesting. But like I said, let's get into it. But for years, I've been wanting to take the 23andMe DNA test for years, and I definitely been wanting to take the Ancestry DNA test for years, right? And I'm also like in the process of taking that Heritage DNA test as well, because allegedly I found out that I have an older brother that's older than me that I don't know about, that I found out and everything. But you know, so I'm kind of like, you know, in search for that, or being on the lookout for that. And there's other things here that I discovered too with Ancestry DNA, but here it goes. Okay, so I saw on here when I was putting my family tree together, and I was seeing that there were some people that messaged me saying that they was related to my grandmother and then my grandmother's sisters, which they're my aunts. And so I was like, wow, okay, all right. This is interesting. You know, I had a feeling something like this was gonna happen, but I didn't think it was gonna happen like that. But yeah. But my Ancestry DNA ethnicity chart is very interesting, just because there were certain things on here that is kind of like came out kind of different. It's a little more different than 23andMe DNA test, right? But it says right here that I am Cameroon, Congo, and Congo and Western Bantu peoples. I'm 32% of that. So yeah. And also, hold on, let me go back. Wait a second. Okay, here we go. Then it also says right here that I am 29. Sorry about that, y'all. It says right here that I am 29% Nigerian, which is crazy, because on my 23andMe DNA test, it said that I'm 38% Nigerian. So it's kind of odd. It's kind of weird, but okay, whatever, you know. But yeah, it says that I'm 29% Nigerian. The next one says that I am 15% Mali. The next one says that I am 7% Ivory Coast and Ghana. The next one says that I am 5% Scottish. The other one says that I am 2% English and Northwestern European, which I figure. But let me see. I'm 2% Welsh. I am 2% Indigenous North American. Basically, I'm Indigenous Native American. I'm 1% Baltics. I'm 1% Benin Togo. I'm 1% Southern Bantu peoples, and I'm 1% Irish, which the Irish part, like I said in my other video, I already knew that just because like I said before on my last video, my grandmother is white, she's Caucasian. Well, yeah, not my last video, but my other video that I was talking about with my 23andMe DNA test thing. Like I said, I already knew that because, like I said, my grandmother on my dad's side of the family is Irish-Candadian. So I already knew. So that you know, wasn't no surprise to me. But it didn't have the other ethnicities like it did on the 23andMe DNA test, which like I said, it was really questionable. It was really questionable, and so I mean, it is what it is. I mean, at least I know my ethnicities on the AncestryDNA, and at least I know my ethnicities on 23andMe DNA test as well. But it says right here, it says, like, as far as the topics, it says ethnicity, communities, matches, and more. It says right here, early North Carolina African Americans from the 1700s to 1800s. And then it also says connected to your regions, Benin Togo, Cameroon, Congo, Western Bantu peoples, and Nigeria. The next one is early Virginia African Americans, 1700 and 1800s, connected to my regions, Cameroon, Congo, and Western Bantu peoples in Nigeria. The next one is East Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana African Americans, 1850 to 1950. And it says connected to your regions, Cameroon, Congo, and Western Bantu peoples in Nigeria. Next one is Mississippi and Alabama African Americans, 1800 to 1950. 5 possible ancestor stories found. Cameroon, Congo, Western Bantu peoples in Nigeria. Then the last one is Central Alabama, Mississippi border African Americans. So yeah, that's very interesting to say the least. That's very interesting to say the least. So but yeah, this I definitely saw some things on here that was very interesting. Very interesting. Now, let me see, what else? Now, okay. Here's some more things on here that I wanted to talk about that's very interesting, right? Okay, I found out that I have over 11,000 DNA matches. Crazy, right? I have like over 11,000 DNA matches, and then the other one say 237 matches sharing their location. And so I thought that was very interesting, right? But I found out that I have a 4th cousin that lives in London in England, right? And like I said, you know, before, again, I have a lot of relatives from different ethnicities. So, like I said, with that being said, yes, I have a lot of white relatives as well. Another interesting thing is that I found out that I have a fourth cousin that is from, or I guess, well, I have a fourth cousin that is from St. Paul or St. Kitts in the islands in the Caribbean. Crazy, right? What else? Okay. I have cousins, which, I mean, like I said, I'm not, some of the places here, like, I'm not surprised, but I have 57 relatives in Georgia, 5 of them, the other 5 that live in Louisiana, and I got 6 that live in Texas, 18 that live, I guess, Detroit, maybe Detroit. Yeah, Detroit. I got 80 that lives in New York. I got 32 that lives in Kansas City, Kansas, and Missouri. I got 2, which I'm not sure. I'm not sure this is in Utah. Okay. Okay, I got some that lives in Phoenix, New Mexico, Phoenix, Arizona. I mean, New Mexico, Arizona, and everything. And I have 27 that live in California. And I also have 6 that live in Washington. Who else? But yeah, guys, here's some more things that are interesting, right? I also was finding out that I have a relative that lives in Alaska. I have a relative that lives in Alaska, and I have a couple. Well, actually, not a couple, but I have a few that live in Canada. Okay, so here's another thing, you guys. So what y'all don't know about is that I said earlier several times, even on my other video, that my grandmother, like I said, is white. But what y'all don't know about is that I was hearing from my dad's side of the family that basically my grandmother, her family had abandoned and disowned, had abandoned and disowned her because she basically had kids with a black man, which was my great grandfather. But I mean, like I said, my great grandfather was also like, he was half black and half Indian. But I seen a 1 or 2 pictures of him, and like, he looks dark skinned, but like I said, he was half black and half indigenous Indian. But just by the looks of it, he looked like a black man. But anyway, I saw a lot of Caucasian relatives. One of them actually lives in Canada. So I did take the initiative to reach out to some of my white relatives. It was, like I said, it was kind of awkward because it's like, you know, it's kind of scared because I was kind of scared and kind of nervous because I didn't know, like, you know, whether if they was gonna even read it or take it serious, you know what I mean? But I did do it. But like I said, I went off of faith. I just went off of faith, and that's what I did. I went off of faith, and that's what I did. So I did that. But like I said, of course, I reached out to my black relatives, my other black relatives that I don't know about. Like I said, the ones that I was able to reach out to and everything, Some of them I reached out to. One of them responded. I explained to them who I was. But like I said, I even screenshot the stuff as far as saying that, like, people like who are my first, a second, a third cousin, a fourth cousin, or, you know, fifth cousin, and saying that, like, we share the same great-grandparent, a second great-grandparent, a third great-grandparent. Excuse me. But like I said, one of them have responded, and one of them lives in California. So, you know, I explained to this person, you know, what I was doing. Well, two people responded. One of them, like, was adopted and everything. So it's just like, you know, with that one, like, it was a little weird. It was a little awkward because, you know, just trying to connect with my family and everything, you know what I mean? And then just trying to figure out who was who, like, what they related to in my family. One of them that I had messaged on AncestryDNA, I screenshot it and I sent them, like, how they was related to me and everything. And like I said, I'm not sure if it was one of my aunts or my grandmother or great grandmother. It was one of the two. But yeah, like I said, I'm just, you know, connecting with who was who. And some people that I never met before said that I'm their first cousin, or they're my first cousin. And I never met these people before, right? So when I was trying to connect the dots, I'm seeing, like, okay, they one of them was, like, on my dad's side of the family. So I'm like, okay, all right, that makes sense. But some of the people that's on 23andMe and AncestryDNA, like I said, some of my family members that I grew up with, or some of them that I found out with several years ago, I saw that they was on there. So I'm like, okay, all right. So yeah, it's really interesting. But here's another thing that's interesting, right? But yeah, as far as, like, my fourth cousin that live in St. Kitts, I'm looking at this person. I don't, like I said, I don't know, like, if they're Caucasian or if they're actually West Indian. Because like I, you know, said before, like I said, like, I have some Haitian in me, which of course is still black, but also too, like, I don't know, like, I may have some more West Indian in me, you know what I mean? Which, I mean, that's really cool too. But I also wanted to discuss some things that I discovered on 23andMe, right? So check this. I did a thing where I was over there looking at some stuff, right? Now, I wanted to speak about my Spanish heritage. Okay, my Spanish heritage, right? I was trying to, like, dig deep, and I was trying to, as far as trying to see if I have any Spanish relatives, but I wasn't able to pull it up, right? So it is what it is, but I found out that I'm 7% Spanish and Portuguese. But also, too, what I realized that I also have some Brazilian in me. And I say that to say because I Googled it and I did my history, right? I did my history. And come to find out, Brazil used to be a country that used to be owned or used to be ran by the Portuguese people. Not only that, but Brazil used to be a Portuguese colony. So that's the reason why it's like Brazil, even to this day, you know, all they speak is nothing but Portuguese. I mean, they may speak Spanish, but they speak nothing but Portuguese. And even Fat Joe, shout out to Fat Joe. Fat Joe had confirmed it when he was on the radio station. I think it was Hot 97. He confirmed it himself. And like I said, he's not Portuguese, but he's, as far, I don't think he's Portuguese, but he's Puerto Rican. He's full Puerto Rican. But like I said, you know, he confirmed it. And then this female that did the 23andMe or the Ancestry DNA, she had on there that she's Spanish and Portuguese, and they was talking about like her being Brazilian as well. So like I said, it's just like, you know, she confirmed it as well. So that right there just showed me like, okay, like, you know, I got some Brazilian in me, you know what I mean? So I mean, like I said, you know, it's really cool. Hold on. This video. Okay. But yeah, like I think it's really cool. It's just really cool. It's really dope. You know, just learning about my heritage and everything and every aspects. Now, from what it's seen, for what it said on here, it's saying that like I'm 29% Nigerian on my Ancestry DNA, but then said that I'm 38% Nigerian on 23andMe DNA test. It was saying on there that I basically none of my relatives aren't able to pop up. They're not popping up on there for some weird reason. I'm like, okay, if I'm 38%, then it's like, how come it's not really showing up as far as like my relatives? Excuse me. But a lot of my white relatives have popped up on my 23andMe DNA test. And a lot of my white relatives also popped up on my 23andMe DNA test as well. So I thought that was really interesting. That was very interesting. And I have a lot of Native American relatives. I have a lot of Native American relatives because, like I said, I have Native American on both sides of my family, on my mom and my daddy's side. My bad, y'all. It's a little hot. So yeah, what else? What else? Oh, when it said traced ancestry on the 23andMe DNA test, it was basically, like I said, it said on there that I am 1%. I am 1%, excuse me. It said on there that I am 1% Malayali Indian. I mean, Malayali subgroup. And like I said in my other video with 23andMe, like I had absolutely no idea. I had no idea like what that name was. I never heard of that name before in my entire life. At all, in no way, shape, form, or fashion, anywhere. So when I Googled it, it said Malayali is a name of a group of people, right? And like I said, they live in this city. Well, see, that's the thing too. I thought, or I assumed that it was called a city, but in India, they have certain places where they have like places of cities and they call it a state. They call it the state of or whatever. So that right there, I didn't know. So that was interesting to me. But like I said, but yeah, I'm sorry. But like I said, Malayali group of people, they live in this city or this state called Kerala. And Kerala is in the country of India. So I was like, wow, that's so cool, yo. I said, it's cool that like I'm two types of Indian. I'm Native American Indian. I'm Blackfoot, Cherokee, Iroquois, Arahawk, and something else. And I'm also Hindu Indian. I'm Hindu Indian. Malayali Indian to be exact. They're like in the south part of India. They're in the southern part of India. And I did my research on them and everything. And it's, like I said, it's really, really cool, you know, because like I said, they have like, that explains why like I'm so hairy too, you know, with, you know, being two types of Indians, that explains why I'm so freaking hairy. But like I said, but like I said, I did my research on India, on the southern part of India, and like I said, there's a lot of dark Indians, there's light Indians and everything, but like I said, it's just like they're not light for no reason. I mean, like some of them have European or Spanish in them, and a lot of them have have black in them. A lot of them are of African ancestry. Why do you think like you see a lot of dark Indians, you know? But I recently had celebrated the heritage. I recently had celebrated it, and I thought it was really cool, and I enjoyed it. I didn't do much. All I did was just put my Indian flag over my head and just took a picture. See? Hold on. Y'all see it? Yeah, see? So yeah, but the thing that they celebrate on August 12th is Happy Republic Day. It's Republic Day. So I said Happy Republic Day and Happy Indian Day to everybody out in India and all around the world. I'm happy to celebrate my golden heritage and ancestry of being Hindu Indian, Malayali Indian to be exact. So yeah, but yeah, like I said, like that is a beautiful heritage. I would have never thought in a million years that I would have some Hindu Indian in me as far as my heritage or my ancestry. So it's really cool. And then this guy that I think he was a civil rights leader, if I'm not mistaken. He kind of like was doing like the same thing like Martin Luther King was doing. This guy named Mahatma Gandhi. He's from India, but like I said, but I'm just glad and I'm just thankful that like I have a very historic heritage. You know, it's really cool. It's also really cool too that I have a Spanish heritage too. You know, so like I said, I'm gonna get my Spain flags, my Spanish flags, and get my Portuguese and Brazilian flags, and like I said, when I find out as far as like what month of day it is, as far as celebrating, I'm gonna celebrate that too. I'm gonna celebrate, you know, Nigerian Day, because like I said, I have a good bit of that in my DNA. But yeah, as far as with my Spanish and everything, like I said, I definitely can't wait to do a thing to where I'm gonna do a thing where I'm gonna celebrate the Spanish days, and then as far as like doing a thing where I'm gonna celebrate being Afro-Latino, being Afro-Latino. And like I said, you don't know what that is, I mean, just Google it. But like I said, basically people that are Afro-Latino, like it's people like me that look Spanish but are black. I mean, we look black like me. They look black like me, but they're Spanish. There's Spanish people that are darker than me. Like I came across I came across Puerto Ricans, I came across Dominicans that are way, way darker than me, you know. It's like I said, some of them had like curly, wavy hair and got heavy accents and speak fluent Spanish. Some of them have nappy hair. But I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, you see dark Spanish people and everything, then you already know, like, all you got to do is just look on Google it, look at the history and everything. You know, when people in Africa were being picked up and being dropped off pretty much everywhere in the world, you know, especially like in the Spanish countries, the Caribbean, or certain other Spanish countries, and in you know, the United States, or in Asia or India, and then you wondering, like, you know, why there's a lot of dark Spanish people, dark Indians, dark Asians. That's because they have they have a lot of African ancestry in them, you know. Excuse me, there's dark Native Americans. I mean, they have African ancestry in them. Dark Italians, you know, they got African ancestry in them, you know. Just do your research. There's even dark Irish people. So, like I said, it's like I said, it's really cool, you know. It's really cool when I find out about stuff like that. But there's some more information though too. There's some more information, but like I said, as far as my ancestry, my Ancestry DNA, like I said, there were several people that had messaged me and everything, and so I'm looking at just getting that together as far as seeing like how I connect with some of my family members and stuff like that. But yeah, so I mean, like I said, other than that, like I said, other than that, if y'all want and everything, y'all have any experiences as far as anything interesting that y'all found with Ancestry DNA, and then with 23andMe, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, comment down below. But like I said, it's really cool that I finally, after all these years, been doing this, you know what I mean? Like I said, I've been wanting to do this for so long, and I finally, you know, I'm finally able to do it, you know, after all these years. But like I said, it's definitely like, it's definitely very intriguing. It's definitely very interesting, to say the least. But like I said, I have a lot of relatives out there that I don't know yet. Like I said, it's kind of like, you know, just like, wow, you know, wow, like, you know, because also to another thing I wanted to leave out, I left out, my grandfather was a Rolling Stone. My dad was over there telling me that he had like 4 wives. He tried to have 4 different wives and everything, and then when one of them found out about it, they took the kids and they up and left and they vanished, and they wasn't heard from again. But you know, he had 4 wives, so that means like he had like other multiple children. So this right here like really just explains, like, you know, what is what. So I'm definitely interested in seeing all my relatives as far as who is who. But I found out about my great grandparents on my mom's side, like I saw pictures of one of them, but like I said, I didn't get their names. But I found out their names, and then I found out my great grandparents' names on my mom's side. Then, excuse me, y'all. Then I found out about my other great grandparents on my dad's side of the family. Like it's crazy. Like certain stuff that I didn't know about and everything that popped up and everything. So I'm like, oh, okay, all right. And I would ask my mom sometime. I asked my mom with certain things and all. I was like, is this true? This and third. And I would ask her just to confirm it, right? So yeah. But yeah, like I said, other than that, that's what's going on. But like I said, I do have a lot of white relatives. Like I said, once again, they're like my third